have been waiting for this moment for so long. Someone's very awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Well, that's the first time that we're on the road, so she's like, I don't want to miss out anything.
We try to avoid them by going just outside of the center of the channel because they're dead center in the channel. And of course we hit the ground. Back in Augustine, St. Augustine.
Good morning. It feels so good to have spent our first night at anchor. Everyone slept really good, including Coral. Now it's time for breakfast, coffee, and we're gonna be here for a little bit, waiting on the current to change and the wind to switch as well, because the wind's coming out of the south right now, and that's kind of where we're gonna be heading to. So just gonna enjoy a little bit of time right next to Exchange Island. And hopefully it doesn't rain because it kind of looks like it.
Well, I'm just taking off my thermostat. I've already got the impeller disconnected down here. Normally you'd have to just take out the impeller out of the housing and leave the hoses connected, but because we have a separate impeller, it's separate from the engine, I can just go from the other side of the hose. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to grab the hose where the impeller was connected down here. We're going to connect a section of extension hose to it. Then we're going to disconnect the thermostat up here and pull it out, put the housing back on the thermostat so it's all sealed up again, and the fluid that we pump through it will go into the engine, not just pass through the loop, the cold loop of the thermostat when it's not open. And then we're going to disconnect over here where it connects to the exhaust elbow, and that will be our closed loop from the exhaust elbow to the outlet of this water pump, and we'll just be pumping a barnacle buster through the entire engine with a bilge pump, hopefully clearing out any of that buildup. Because I took all my readings yesterday and it seemed like the hottest part of the engine around where the block was, it was getting up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the water passages were sitting at 110. So I'm thinking we have a slight problem with water circulation.
It's already changing color. While Corey is doing the barnacle buster, I'm having fun. Okay, don't show this side, that one doesn't look as good. I'm learning how to splice rope. I meant whipping, not splicing.
The splice
Corey did the splicing.
I think it'll hold. The last one held and that was my first ever splice, so I'm assuming this one will hold too. Well, after about 45 minutes, well actually within the first 10 minutes the water was quite dark, but it just seems to be getting darker and darker. Just imagining how much stuff is coming out of the engine right now. A little bit of a squall coming through, nothing too serious so far. Doing some laundry while we're cleaning out the engine.
Come on, Mama. Get that. Get that. Get that. Yeah. Get that. Yeah. Get that! Get that! Get that!
This is after an hour and 45 minutes. I'm gonna give it another 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so, then take out the fluid out of the bucket and swap it for some fresh water and run that through for a final flush before I hook it all back up. Well, this is what we have. I poured most of this brownish liquid out. And I kind of expected there to be more chunks and stuff at the bottom of, broken up calcium and things like that, but it's mostly just sand deposit, it looks like. The brown liquid tells me we got something out of it, so hopefully we have lower temperatures now. Considering that's the rinsed water, I think I'll do a second flush. Flush number 2. Maybe gonna do a third.
I just boiled the thermostat so that we would make sure it actually opens if it's really hot water. Well,
the engine is all put back together. Just gotta do these zincs And there's the zinc hole. I half expected the barnacle buster to completely destroy the zincs I had left in there. So that's why I left the old ones. But it actually didn't destroy that much. It just kind of cleaned out the outside and left the hard part of the zinc left. So these are still 50%. We'll keep them as spares, but we're gonna throw new ones in. Are you ready for an adventure, sweetheart?
Going on the first dingy adventure. Okay, I can't do that. Like this. Hey. Because Miss Coral doesn't quite stand up by herself. Okay. Yee! You're gonna be flashy.
Yeah.
I'm so flashy.
Let's rock and roll. Working on our paddle strokes. Getting us over to the beach before the current brings us all the way away from it.
We're going to the beach.
What do you think? What do you think? Are you happy about the beach?
This is terrible paddling like this.
It's gonna be a fun ride back.
Let's go for a walk. We made it to Exchange Island, and Coral gets to enjoy a beach.
Those toes in the sand. Yay!
This is amazing. We have been waiting for this moment for so long, way too long. But to finally be back into the cruising life and to be able to share it with our little Coral is the best thing on earth. We're so happy, super excited.
What's that? What's that, sweetie? Is it edible?
So what do you say? Once I have Coral, I don't do anything else?
You don't do other things, yes, because your priority is holding on to Coral. But we'll see how this paddling goes.
Because we are in the St. John's River.
Oh, your knees.
We're losing ground.
Eddy. It was tricky getting into this eddy. Right out there, there's a decent amount of current, so I'm gonna have to go pretty far upstream, I think, in this little eddy by this island to get to our boat.
Should we have grabbed the outboard, maybe?
Maybe the outboard would have been a good idea, but I think we can make it.
Woohoo!
Trick is to get my legs out of the way so I can actually get a decent stroke. We're just starting to enter the current now. I think this is going to be interesting ferrying over. Yeah, we got this. No problem.
Well, don't go too far down now.
No problems. We're ferrying at a sharp angle. River rafting definitely comes in handy. All that experience pays off in the end. I am excited.
Just because it's hot dogs?
Well, it's not hot dogs.
It's fancy hot dogs.
It's jalapeno stuffed
Cheddar.
with cheddar and goodness and feta salad and yeah. So we're gonna write a cookbook.
Yeah, I'm gonna start working on a cookbook this year because too many people have been asking about my recipes and food. So I guess it's happening this year. Stay tuned.
And it'll be better stuff than this.
Yeah, more gourmet.
But I'm excited about this.
Morning!
Morning. Time to get going. I think we missed the tide shift by a little bit because I wasn't paying attention and I was half asleep when I woke up to check the tide shift and we were pointing this direction, but for some reason I thought we had to go that way even though I know we have to go that way. Anyway, we're gonna be a little late, I think. Hopefully we'll not get too caught in the excess tide in the wrong direction. Let's go!
Hey, my love! Someone's very awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, eh? Woohoo! Adventure! Usually she's sleeping at that time, but that's the first time that we're on the road, so she's like, I don't want to miss out anything. And it's super cold, so I didn't want to leave her naked in the bed by herself. So she probably fell back asleep at one point.
Winds at our stern. Let's get some sail out.
It's my turn to warm up in the blankets with Coral. It is really cold outside. It's some north wind and it's 61 Fahrenheit. Ooh. So Coral and I are just having fun in the bed right now, staying warm and outside of the wind while Corey is driving. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't relieved to be sticking to the protected waters of the ICW instead of going out in the Atlantic. Cruising with a 4-month-old baby is so new, and I don't really know what I'm doing. So to get a chance to ease ourselves into parenthood without having to deal with the rough seas or intense sailing made me happy. I'm on baby duty, so breastfeeding, changing diapers, and entertaining Coral, while Corey drives the boat by himself pretty much.
You know, I get it. You're a crab fisherman, you gotta put your pots where the crabs are. But to be a crab fisherman and be so ignorant to put your pots dead center of the channel and think that that's okay, to me, you deserve to lose your pots. It's, you know, I'd never do it, but I'm tempted to just cut the buoy off. We were complaining earlier about the crab pots, and we tried to avoid them by going just outside of the center of the channel because they're dead center in the channel. And of course we hit the ground because people don't know how to place crab pots. That's incredibly frustrating. But yeah, we just grounded when Alex and I went to switch drivers, but we got out right away. I think it was just a shallow spot. But it's always irritating when you're grounding your boat because of ignorant crabbers. Really irritating.
Quick! Time to make lunch while Coral is safe and entertained. Doesn't always last long. Enjoy!
Looks delicious, thank you.
Woo! 50 miles!
Yeah, we made it to St. Augustine. Did the inside route since the current wasn't allowing us to go out the channel. We just continued down the ICW. Made it here to St. Augustine. Gonna grab a shower. Going to grab some diesel and do a bit of exploring. Well, we already know what St. Augustine is like, but it's always nice to walk around a little. Off we go, Coral! Adventure time with Coral! Coral the Explorer! Going for an exploration. Are you excited? I think so. Baby. Let's go!
Okay, this is gonna be an interesting one. I'm gonna try to shower, try to get coral in the shower, and have a very enjoyable experience for the two of us. I've never done this, not too sure how to manage, so right now I set up a little station for coral on the ground. Look at that. Hello, sweetie. So while coral's there, I'm gonna try to go in there and shower. I take the time to get the clean clothes for Corey and Coral, and I totally forgot a new top for myself. So I guess I'm going back in the same ones. It's tricky thinking for 3 people. I've got too many things to grab.
St. Augustine.
Yes.
The oldest city in the US.
I believe so.
And this time we have our 3rd crew member.
Yep.
We have been to St. Augustine a few times now, but between the warm showers, beautiful architecture, and sailor exchange, we find ourselves making a stop here each year on our way up or down the coast.
Someone's asleep, and we're gonna grab some pizza from Pizza Time. Woo!
So it's delicious pizza. Very expensive pizza. It was $70 for 2 pieces. But I almost think it's worth it.
It's the second best pizza in the United States. So it says.
So yeah, if you haven't tried it, it's worth a try. I wouldn't get a whole pizza though, man. It would cost you like $100.
Everything that was simple while on land takes a little more effort while living on a sailboat. A warm shower is a luxury when we find it. Even freshwater involves many dinghy rides, lugging 5-gallon jugs back to the boat. We don't often just pull into a gas station and fill up anymore. So even gas runs require some search and a dinghy ride.
I've already been here for about a minute and it's just been 1 gallon.
Oi, oi. Curry's butt is soaked. And he did not pee. What happened?
I hate our dinghy. Our dinghy is like, whoever designed it, like West Marine, or I think it's West Marine. Anyway, it's terrible, terrible. Like, I guess just the smaller dinghies, you know, it's only like a 6 or 7 foot dinghy, 8 foot maybe. Anyway, it's not very big, and all you need is literally like 6 inches of chop, and anything in the dinghy, including ourselves, gets completely soaked.
Coral is dry.
Yeah, well, you're protecting her getting completely drenched yourself. Anyway, I can't wait. Can't wait until we get a bigger dinghy with our next boat in the coming future. Can't wait. It'll be the best thing. It's so much drier when I'm out by myself.
Where are we heading to?
South, out of the cold, and we're heading down the ICW. We're gonna see how far we get today, really.
My heart's like still going. I was breastfeeding Coral, and then all of a sudden the whole boat went